Academy. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's time for a Hidden Gems. This is where I take a look back at a trick that's as old as the hills. It might be something in an old book. It might be something from a Penguin Live or an Alakazam Academy or an At the Table or something like that. And I talk about why it's so good and why people aren't doing it anymore. And this is one of my favourite segments on the channel, because one of the reasons that I set Magic TV up in the first place is because we stand on the shoulders of giants. There are incredible tricks that have come out in previous years and months and decades that people that are new into Magic will never have seen. And there's people that are coming into Magic every day. New people are finding Magic, especially now Magic is so mainstream and it's on TV all over the place, and it's on talent shows all over the place, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, it's everywhere. New people are coming into Magic all the time, and they're finding the Penguin Magics, and they're finding the Vanishing Inks and the Alakazams of the world and 1914s, and that's all well and good, and there's nothing wrong there, but they miss out on the stuff that came out years ago, right? And this is a chance for me to point out stuff that you might have missed out that is absolutely incredible, that you should keep an eye on. Now today, I am going to be looking at John Bannon, and we're going to be going back to Smoke and Mirrors. Smoke and Mirrors was one of John's first books. I think Impossibilia was his first book, or was it Card Fictions? Was Card Fictions even his? Somebody let me know in the comments. But I know Smoke and Mirrors came out after Impossibilia. And, you know, when it came out, there were so many awesome routines in that book, like so many awesome routines. And one that gets forgotten is Timely Departure. Now, it's weird how it gets forgotten. I can understand why it gets forgotten, because a lot of people remember the big hitters from Smoke and Mirrors. There's certain routines that have become neo-classics from Smoke and Mirrors, and so you forget the ones that maybe didn't jump off the page at you. But this is what John Bannon thought of Timely Departure. He left it as the last trick in the book, and I remember reading the book as if it was yesterday. And he actually said, and I know this for sure because I went back and read it to make sure I was right. He wrote, you know, typically you keep the best trick in the book till last, and that's what I've done here. It's strange to think that a self-working trick is what I consider to be the best trick in the book, but that's where it is, and that's what Timely Departure is. It's a self-working trick, and I think the reason it's gone over people's radar a lot of the time is because there's a lot of procedure to this trick, in that there's moments where you're having to spread off clumps of cards and show people cards, and if you don't present it in the right way, it can almost come across as boring, but it is actually far from boring. As long as you know how to present the trick correctly, it's phenomenal. Because basically the idea of this trick is you get three people, you have each person mentally think of a card. You genuinely don't know what the card is. You genuinely have no clue. And yet, you're able to make the cards disappear from the deck with no sleight of hand, and then make them reappear in the deck, facing the other direction in three different parts of the deck. And again, with no sleight of hand from a shuffled deck. It could be a borrowed shuffled deck if you want it to. I mean, it's the holy grail when it comes to card magic, to be perfectly honest. I mean, there's so much you can do with it, and also it's got a really cool hook. You know, the hook is about time, and you're obsessed with time, and let me show you something with time. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to perform the trick for you. I'm going to show you a performance of the routine so you can see exactly how it looks. And then after the performance, we'll talk about why it's so good and why it shouldn't be a hidden gem. And instead, it should be in the repertoires of every single magician around the world. So let's have a look at Timely Departure by John Bannon. I'm here with Jack, I'm here with Ryland, and I'm here with Michael. Three people. Are we excited?
Yes.
Very good. Ryland, very quickly give these cards one quick shuffle, and I'm going to show you something amazing. So we have three cards that are going to be picked. I'm going to find the three cards, but this is all about time. Do you know how to tell time?
I think I do.
Then we're good. It's all about specifically an hour of the day. Ryland, I want you to think of an hour in the day. Any hour. So either 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Okay. Are you thinking of an hour?
Yeah.
Very good. I want everyone else to know what the hour is, but I don't want you to say it out loud. So I will turn around, I will close my eyes, I will take my glasses off. Whatever hour that you're thinking of, deal that many cards onto the table. So if you were thinking of 3 o'clock, you'd go 1, 2, 3, and then sit on those cards. Do you get the idea? If you're thinking of 5 o'clock, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then sit on those cards. That way, these guys will know the hour that you're thinking of. You all need to know the same hour. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Deal quietly, because if you do this, I'll hear it and I'll know the hour that you're thinking of, okay? I'll turn around, I'll take my glasses off, do that nice and quickly, Ryland, but make sure that both Jack and Michael know the hour that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Tell me when you're done.
Done.
That was quick. So now you guys know the hour that he's thinking of, is that correct?
Yeah.
Good. So I'm going to show you, from the deck that you shuffled, I'm going to show you 12 cards. I want you to remember the card that falls at that hour. So if you're thinking of 2 o'clock, you'd remember that card. 3 o'clock would be that card. Let me go through all 12, because if you see your card and you're thinking of 4 o'clock, for example, and you say, got it, I'll know that it's 4 o'clock. So let me go through all 12. So look, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Have you got the card?
Yes.
Very good. Please remember it. That's very important. Now yours. Are you ready, Michael? We're going to do the same thing with you, but I read somewhere in a magic book that you have to make each particular moment of every trick more difficult. So I'm going to have you remember the card that falls at the number that he's thinking of, but I'm going to do it in French. 1, 2, 3, you know what? I'm not, because I don't know French very well. We'll go English.
Okay.
1 is hour. I don't know. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Ryland smells. That's got nothing to do with the trick. I just thought I'd mention that. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Mike, Jack. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Have you got one?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So each one of you have got a card. Is that correct?
Yep.
From a deck. I couldn't possibly know what your card is. I don't need to know what your cards are, but I'm going to show you something amazing with them. Now, I'm going to start off with whoever's card turns up first. I'm going to show you some cards, and let's just try this. If you see your card, just tell me. Don't tell me what it is, but do you see your card? Does anyone see their card there?
No.
Can't see mine.
No. No. Okay, don't worry about it. Hang on, let me do that again. Does anyone see their card there? Hang on. Nope.
No.
No.
Okay, don't worry, it's my fault. I shouldn't have picked you guys, but you were my only options. Let's try again. Let's take these. Does anyone see their card there?
Nope.
No. No.
Okay.
This is an interesting trick.
Do you see your card there?
No.
No.
Okay, well, hang on, the cards have gone. You know what that means? That means that, Ryland, you must have thought of 1 o'clock. Yeah, he never wrote it down, never told anyone. The reason I know, it's not magic. You know when you move the clocks backwards?
Yeah.
Technically an hour vanishes. And it's always 1 o'clock that disappears. All we have to do to find your cards is to move the hours forward again. Like, you know, go from summertime to, you know, standard time. Let me just move the hour forward. This is me winding up the clock. Hang on. Done. And hopefully now, because I've wound the clocks forward an hour, your cards should reappear in the deck.
Oh my god.
The 2 of diamonds, the 2 of spades, and the Jack of hearts. So guys, that's Timely Departure by John Bannon, and what a strong routine it is. As I say, you need to think about the presentation, because there are a lot of moments where you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to kind of keep things moving at a fairly brisk pace, and you have to keep it entertaining and engaging, and there has to be a certain amount of clarity of what you're doing. However, if all of those elements are there, then this is such a baffling routine. I mean, it's based on the old clock force, right? But he's brought it, instead of having to do it on the table, he's bringing it up here, and having multiple spectators involved is a really big positive. It's a really big plus with this routine, because ultimately when you're out performing at a gigging situation, you want to get as many people as possible involved, because if more than one person's involved, then they're going to be watching very, very carefully. And so this is great because you've got 3 different people involved in the trick. You're getting them to come together as well, because they're working out a time of the day between them. Just everything is really good about it. Yeah. It's what you would consider at a gig pipe and slippers magic. And what I mean by that is, if there's 100 people in the room and you've got to get around as many people as possible, and you've got to get in, hit them hard and get out, this is probably not the routine that you'd want to do. But when you've got an audience that's invested in your performance, let's say you're doing a restaurant and you're doing, a set for like 10 minutes, and then they say, oh, can you show me one more? Or somebody's come back, a regular in the restaurant. Or you've done a gig and then you're in the bar afterwards and somebody says, hey, thanks very much for coming, can I see one last trick? Any of those scenarios, a parlour show when you're kind of 3/4 of the way in and you've got the audience in the palm of your hand, any situational scenario like that, that's when this trick works absolutely perfectly. It's really good. And because it's a shuffle deck of cards in use, it's a borrowed shuffle deck of cards, you can literally do it at any point. You don't need a setup, which is strange. A lot of self-working tricks do require a setup of the deck in some way. This doesn't. All you need is to make sure that you've got a deck of 52 cards, no jokers, no extras, no cards missing, and you're good to go. So it's called Timely Departure, and you can learn it from Smoke and Mirrors, which is still available. And if you can't find Smoke and Mirrors, I'm sure it's out as an ebook. But if you can't find Smoke and Mirrors, I'm fairly sure that John did a set of DVDs many, many years ago, I think through A1 Multimedia, that are still available. And I think they're available as ebooks, downloads now. And they're on there as well. He does a performance of them on there as well. But it's a fantastic trick. It's called Time Departure. It's by John Bannon. It's from Smoke and Mirrors. And it is your hidden gems for this week. So there you go, guys. That is another Hidden Gems in the bag. Do me a favour. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You want to see more videos like this? It's simple. You just got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with a whole bunch more videos. So thank you once again for joining me on the channel. If you haven't already done so, go check out the Netrix. It's www.thenetrix.com. You can try it out for a month and see what the fuss is about. And I will be back again next month. Next month? That'll be a long time. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with a whole bunch more videos. One more time, guys, thank you very much for supporting the channel. I'll see you again. My name's Craig from Magic TV.